Hey guys, welcome to Realization Hub. My name is Michelle Corazao-Dinu, and I'm an intuitive counselor, energy healer, and channeler who loves to bridge the gap between the unseen world of spirit, intuition, energy, and consciousness so that it can apply to your everyday human experience. Today's video is a pick a card reading for 2022. I am so excited. I'm going to provide you 4 piles. Once you pick your pile, you can find your timestamp in the description box below and go directly to your reading. Now, I do want to provide a little intuitive disclaimer to all of you out there. These readings are done in the present moment. I'm just reading the energy in the present moment, which means that you are the creator of your own life. And if you don't like something you hear, if you don't resonate with it, you can let it go, reset, shift it, and create what you do want. I'm going to go ahead and get started with showing you the crystals for each pile. This is pile number 1. I believe this is a selenite crystal. Pile number 2. This is citrine. Very beautiful citrine here. Pile number 3 is a lava stone from the big island of Hawaii. In Hawaii, there are these green crystals. I forgot what they're called, but sometimes you can find them in the sand or embedded in the lava stone. It's pretty cool. Right here is a piece of coral from the oceans of the big island of Hawaii. There's a little spiral fossil in here in the white coral. This is pile number 4. So whatever pile you are drawn to the most, go ahead and pick that pile and go to the timestamp below in the description box and go directly to your reading. I'll see you there. Bye. Hello, pile number 1. If you chose this selenite wand or crystal, this reading is for you for 2022. I'm going to go ahead and get started with pulling some cards, and we are going to have some fun tapping into the energy for you in 2022. I think that rhymed. I'm going to start off with the Light Seers Tarot. The first one we have is 9 of Pentacles. You can see in this image, this person is kind of hanging up some dried herbs, and she's kind of reaching for them, harvesting them. You can tell she's put a lot of work into kind of what she's been doing and kind of enjoying the fruits of her labor. 9 of Pentacles. And then the other tarot card that came out was King of Pentacles. And, you know, you can see in the background of this card, this bookshelf filled with books. There's so much wisdom, so much knowledge in this image, as well as this long-term patience and kind of what it brings you. You know, if you think about what it takes to collect all these books, or write all these books, or gain all the wisdom that you would find in all these books, that's kind of a long-term experience, right? He's just sitting back relaxed. He's kind of in this harmony with himself. There's an abundance emanating from him. And you can feel this leadership type quality and this loyalty in this, you know, dog, this wolf sitting right next to him. This is you know, when you think about the energy of a wolf or a dog, there's loyalty, there's leadership, there's that pack mentality of playing roles in a community, important roles in a community. Yeah, these are the two cards that came out first for you. I immediately get this image that of you that of being in a like a little canoe or a boat or something, and it looks like almost like you've been traversing like a big sea or a big ocean in this clairvoyant image that I'm seeing. And it's almost like you've been in this long transition going from one place to the next. And in 2022, I see you reaching your hand on the land, finally, of like where you were going to. You know, so it was like you left one piece of land in this image and you were traversing the ocean for a long time, like this long journey. And in 2022, it's like you finally are able to touch your hand on the other piece of land that you were moving towards. So I'd say that I'm picking up on the end of a transition and that feeling of like I made it, I got here, now I can finally kind of like get out of this transitionary state and just start to enjoy my life in this new landing that I've come to, this new place that I've come to, this new world that I've come to, this new kind of thing that you've been transitioning into. So generally, this can be a very positive card that shows a lot of work that you've put into something and that moment where you finally get to enjoy it and reap what you sow kind of energy, and so I can definitely tell maybe in the past year or so you've been on a pretty long journey. I mean, in this clairvoyant image that I've seen, it's like you've kind of maybe felt alone in your journey. You may have sorry, my microphone's getting swallowed by this shirt. Yeah, like in the clairvoyant image that I'm seeing, it's almost like you've been kind of working pretty hard by yourself, kind of alone. And you kind of finally get to the other side of that and start to actually enjoy it. So this is beautiful. In this clairvoyant image that I see, it's almost like you're taking a big step in 2022. It's almost like you're on a staircase, and instead of these small steps, there's just like this one really big step, and it's like you're leveling up somehow, leveling up is kind of the energy I feel in this card for you in 2022. And you seem to do it. It's like that step is pretty big. It's a pretty big shift that's coming for you in 2022. That's the year, right? Yeah, there's like a big shift, and this is what you're shifting into. You're finally getting to reap what you sow, and you're shifting into this space of being able to enjoy it. Like, that's what I keep feeling. Like, you get to enjoy the work that you put in. So yeah, these cards together are like really giving me that feeling of like, you've been putting in the work, you finally kind of get to the other side of it where you start to get to enjoy the fruits of your labor. And there's just kind of like this abundance quality to it. Like, you're leveling up your abundance, your dreams, the things that you've wanted, that you've worked for are coming true, and you get to be, sit back and relax and enjoy it and come to happiness with it, of like your dreams coming into reality. So this is definitely like an amazing start to 2022 for you. Or I wouldn't, I'm reading the energy of 2022. So this is like supposed to be kind of like the structure for the whole year, like these two cards here. So 2022 is all about you kind of reaching the other side of that hard work and finally getting to enjoy your own abundance and your own dreams that you're starting to cultivate into your life. Awesome. I got another deck. It's a new deck. It's called Wisdom of the Oracle. Here comes one. A change in the wind. A change in the wind here. Let's see if you can like notice image. There's like wind blowing. There's like a little tower on top of a zebra. I kind of see a face in the zebra. The clairvoyant image that I see when I pick up this card for you is kind of like a vortex that's sucking you into it, you know? It's like the wind that I feel in this card is not like it's pulling, it's not wind blowing you. It's actually something that's pulling you, kind of like a vacuum. You know, it's like something that's a calling or like a direction or some kind of purpose or mission or just change that is like pulling you into it. And it feels like a wind that's blowing you maybe in a new direction or you're changing direction, but it's really just your calling that's kind of pulling you into it. So a lot of times this card can represent like some kind of unseen change that's happening. So this may indicate that some kind of shift or change is happening in your life in 2022 that you might not be totally aware of. You might be picking up on the energy of it. You might intuitively kind of know that something's coming, but you might not know exactly what it is. Sometimes this card can even signify kind of like stormy like conditions. You can see the clouds in the background of this card. Not that like, you know, it's kind of giving me the sense of like something's brewing, you know, like something's changing. Some things might not be in sync with you anymore in your life. There might be something that's not in total harmony with you. And there's something brewing around that might help you change direction. Either way, this card is talking about like unseen changes and shifts that can happen. I was really seeing you being pulled into something that's calling you. And really, you know, again, I was seeing the energy of a shift in this King of Pentacles card too. So this is kind of telling me that maybe there's something unexpected that shifts, something that is brewing that you're not quite aware of that might kind of blow you into a new direction, might create a change in your life, but it does bring you to this energy of King of Pentacles. So even if things get a little bit stormy or some drama might break out on some level in your relationships, or you're just finding yourself being out of sync on some level with people, your abundance, your work life, whatever it may be, this is a sign that this change or whatever is bringing you into sync, into harmony, into, in this case, abundance, where you are manifesting your dreams. You're bringing it into your world. It's becoming real. So don't be afraid of any kind of unforeseen changes that might be coming for you in 2022. They seem to really be leading you into a good direction, even if on the surface they seem a little bit stormy. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna pick a card for some of the maybe archetypes you might be embodying, some of the characteristics you might be embodying or growing into, or some energies that might serve you in 2022. And I'm going to be pulling from this spirit deck, Spirit Animal Oracle. All right, so some of the characteristics or archetypes or energies that might serve you in 2022. I see snake spirit. It says time to heal. In this case, you know, the clairvoyant image that I'm picking up is the snake shedding its skin it's a natural process. It's needed. It's healthy. So there may be like a layer of energy in your life, a way that you're presenting yourself in your life, even just some level of information or agreements, spiritual agreements in your life that you're shedding. And there may be times where like you're feeling irritated, or like you don't have enough space for what you want to do. And this is all kind of prompting you to let things go, to shed things, to heal. Those things that you're letting go of are restricting you. They're old. They're no longer really an authentic representation of you. And time to shed that skin. And so the snake spirit's coming up for you. I also see lizard spirit, dream the world into being. And, immediately I kind of get this energy, King of Pentacles, like, like just coming into your dreams. And so I really feel the sensitivity of this lizard. Like a lot of people, they tend to shut down their sensitivity or treat it as a weakness or ignore it like it's a problem. But your sensitivity in 2022 can really serve you. It can really help you attune to things that resonate with you and don't resonate with you. And I particularly see you navigating opportunities and choices and decisions this way, using your sensitivity as a way to resonate with a yes or resonate with a no, or tune into a different option or opportunity. But it looks like your sensitive nature is helping you to make decisions and go into opportunities that are actually aligned with you, that resonate with your dream that you're bringing into your life in 2022. Another energy that I see in 2022 in this card is Dragonfly Spirit. Truth transcends illusion. That's a beautiful card. Look, there's like a flower, blue dragonfly. It's so beautiful. You know what I pick up from this card is that you get to decide what your truth is. No one else. You get to decide. And so if there's people in your life telling you who you are, telling you what you're doing, telling you what you're going through, telling you what you should do, what you shouldn't do, this is an energy coming through that says you get to decide what your truth is. No matter what your outer world is kind of informing you. And just like a firefly that can like skip from flower to flower on a pond, they can literally go from one flower to another flower, or they can go and zoom around the water, and then they can go zoom around the land. They can really just transcend and descend into different worlds whenever they want. And your truth has the power to do that for you. So this card is kind of letting me know that you need to be very conscious about your truth. There's like a little crown on top of the head of this firefly. You have to be certain about your truth, like have some authority with your truth, because it does allow you to traverse different worlds in your reality, and you can really come to a beautiful reality that supports you, that brings you the experience that you want, just by being certain about your own truth, regardless of the feedback you're getting from other people or your life experiences. Another energy coming through in 2022 is Deer Spirit. It says, bring a gentle touch. Sometimes we think about destroying what we don't want, letting it go. There is some things coming through in this reading where you might be shedding some skin or letting something go or changing direction or having a shift. And there's a tendency for people to resist the destruction process of the old so that you can have the new in your world. And this card is telling me, I see an image of like popping a balloon, like how kind of loud that can be and kind of abrupt it can be, and how shocking it can be when you pop a balloon and you destroy it. You let go of something that you don't like anymore, that you don't want anymore. A lot of people have bad experiences with the destruction process in their lives. Sometimes people tend to destroy through drama, unconsciously, through stress, through all kinds of fear, things that don't feel good to us. And this is saying, like, you don't have to approach destruction in that way. Destruction can be gentle. It can be like, it can be honoring. You can honor something as you let it go. And that's what I'm picking up in this card. I'm kind of seeing this image of, like, you can see this deer is anointed with like feathers and crystals on its forehead. And it's like a very special deer, and it's being honored. And I see that image of bowing to something before you walk off, before you let it go. And it's such a gentle way of saying, this is no longer something that I want to give my energy to. This is something that I no longer want to be in. This is something I no longer want in my life. This is something that's no longer serving me. But I totally honor it because it did. It did serve me. It helped me. It supported me. It helped me grow. It transformed me. It taught me something. I got wisdom from it. So I see that whatever you're leaving behind, that you're honoring it, you're letting it go in a very gentle way, and you're walking away with some dignity here. I'm going to pull some cards from this new the Starseed Oracle deck that I got. All right. And the card you get from this deck is Big Picture Thinking. Pleiades energy, visionary, inspired ideas. So in this card, there's like a doorway, there's a reflection going on, there's like little light beings on the side of the door, all these stars in the sky. I'm immediately picking up that you have a vision of where you want your life to go. And, it kind of is compatible with this lizard card where it's like dreaming the world into being. Like, there's something about your imagination, your ideas, your vision that might be new to this world that doesn't maybe exist yet. It's kind of like, I see this gateway here where like your ideas and your visions can bring you into a whole new world. And so a lot of times, like, we can get distracted with the details and like the day-to-day experience. But this is telling me that in 2022, it's so important to stay connected to the big picture, your bigger vision, to navigate some of the storms, some of the changes, some of the things that you're letting go, so that you can move into your dreams and like really start to reap what you sow. There's another message here that says, loosen your grip. It says, coping mechanisms, density, addiction, let God in. And these two beings are like free falling, kind of free falling through the air here between two rocky cliffs. And I actually see the image of like a walnut cracking open, something that's been very dense, so I'm really picking up on the energy of density in this card. Like walnut shells can be so hard and dense. And there's a lot of pressure you have to apply for them to crack open. And there's something, going on in your energy that seems to be really hard, really difficult, really dense to break through. And you've been maybe applying a lot of pressure or stress onto yourself to try to go beyond it, move through it, break it open, have a breakthrough around it. And, I kind of feel that energy of like not having to try so hard to break through, like letting go, releasing, because it's kind of the opening that happens for you is natural. It's not something that you have to figure out and you have to do yourself. The opening that you have that allows you to come to your ideas and visions, that creates this new calling or a pathway that calls you into it, that creates a change in direction, that allows you to like finally end a transition and reap what you sow and come into your abundance and enjoy your dreams. Like, it does require that you need to let go of the old and that you need to just relax. There's a tenseness or like a gripping or, again, I get that density that just needs to break open, and it happens naturally. You don't have to figure it out. You just have to let go and let it happen when it happens. I'm going to be using the Threads of Fate deck for this last card. So I'm just going to ask this deck to give me any extra information you need for 2022, any extra validation or clarity or wisdom that needs to come through for 2022. Connect to heart. 2 dogs, crystals, moon in the sky. They're both looking upwards. Connect to heart. Well, dogs are so loyal. They're like man's best friend. They really do operate from the heart. You could have a bad day with a dog, and they wake up the next day, they wake up 5 minutes later, and they're like, back to being your friend. They're so forgiving. They're so loving. They're so loyal, right? Connect to your heart. This is telling me that if you ever are split in your decision making, if you're ever having a hard time coming to clarity about what to do, what path to take, what experience is going to be best for you, how to support yourself the most, this is saying that in 2022, it's the year to connect with your heart around what you want and to go for it. There can be moments in our lives where we're making very practical decisions, rational decisions. We're processing it a lot mentally, where the decision has to make sense. We are going with our mind over our hearts many times. This is kind of saying, let your heart choose. Let your heart choose which decision to make, what path to take, what direction to go in. Let your heart guide you in 2022. 2022 is more of the year of like your dreams, bringing in your abundance, manifesting your dreams, reaping what you sow, following your heart, being guided into a new direction, being gentle with your endings, letting go, shedding some skin, dreaming yourself into a new world, letting your truth guide you, deciding what your truth is, being certain about who you are. These are all the energies coming into 2022 for you. So, I believe it is going to be a great year where you come into more abundance, where a lot of the hard work that you've put in starts to really unfold for you, and you get to enjoy it and be at peace and in harmony with all that you're creating. But it does require you to maybe go through some unexpected storms so that you can shed some skin and gently release things that are no longer working for you, things that no longer resonate with you. tapping into your sensitive intuition and what no longer resonates with you, and follow what does resonate with you, letting your truth guide you, being certain in who you are and your truth, letting your heart guide you. Just when something needs to be let go of, really let it go. Keep the big picture in mind, because you're definitely having a shift. And this is the energy of your shift coming into your dreams and your abundance. So, all is well in 2022. If you like this reading, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Really helps me out a lot. I'll see you next time. Bye. Hello, pile number 2. Welcome to your reading. If you chose this crystal, this is the right place for you. Went ahead and I started shuffling. My video cut out on me, so I had to restart it, but I began to shuffle this Light Seers Tarot for you guys to pull out a couple of cards that represent your year 2022. And the first cards that came out was Two of Cups and Queen of Wands. So in this Two of Cups card, I was picking up that maybe there have been some concerns about a partnership or a relationship. Maybe you're concerned if things are going to go well, if you're going to have harmony together, if you're going to commit, if things are going to work out. And this is just a kind of a confirmation that, yes, things are going to be in harmony. You know, whatever changes you go through, whatever commitments you make to each other, you know, I feel like a large or deep commitment or a big commitment to someone or a partnership in this card in particular. So if there's any concerns about it, any worries, this is a card that says in 2022, things are really going to come to harmony. You can see the sunrise kind of in the background. Like you can expect things to be more positive, harmonious, where you experience that spiritual and intuitive connection with one another, that emotional fulfillment. And this card, Queen of Wands, you know, she's got this like little spark of fire in her hand, and she can take this passion, this creativity, her creative power, and really spread it in any direction or in anything that she wants in her life. She's like that queen of that passion and creativity. And with that flame, she's lit all these different candles. It can be spread into so many different things. There's so much potential in this card. You know, I really feel the magic in this card, and like how you can take an idea and run with it and just like spread it into so many things and apply it to so many things and have this enthusiasm about it and this joy. And then I see this cat. It's like this relaxed black cat sitting right in front of her. And it just like, to me, it exudes this magic that starts to happen when you take your passion and your ideas and you start to spread it into everything you do. You know, and I see clairvoyantly like an image of an orange in this card, like the fruit orange. And to me, when I see an orange, I think of something that has kind of like a thick protective outer layer that might be a little tough to get through, but once you get underneath it and you start to peel it off, you get to enjoy like the refreshing sweetness of all of it. And so you might have an idea or a passion that you're putting a lot of action into. You know, you're starting to spread it out into a lot of different things. You know, like this kind of reminds me of like a multi-passionate entrepreneur or something, you know, and there might be a lot of things you want to spread your light into, your creative energy into, that brings you lots of joys. It might be a little bit tough. It might to kind of break through in a way. But once you do, you get to enjoy. It's so refreshing. It's so sweet. Something underneath it is just so sweet and refreshing once you do. So all the action and the work that you need to put into it seems to be really worth it. So yeah, if you were ever worried about relationships in 2022, this is your card saying, you know, partnerships are going to work out, things are going to harmonize. And, you know, this is kind of saying that your ideas, you know, start to catch fire. They start to spread. You start to put in your energy and your passion into all kinds of things. And it brings you a lot of joy and refreshment. And if I was to put these two cards together, like these two energies together, I would say that you've got like a really beautiful connection with someone in your life that can really help fuel your dreams and your passions and your creative energy into things that you love to create and do and enjoy. So I'd say like in 2022, you might find yourself in a partnership with someone that's committed, that's wholesome, that's harmonious, where you have, you know, a deeper spiritual connection that allows you to take your passion and run with it. Maybe together you have this energy of like fire that can be just put and spread into so many different things that bring you both joy. Couple cards that want to come out. One is regeneration. There's like this image of this lava and like this tree that's like blue and sparkling, and it's growing leaves on top of this, you know, active lava. Hard to see with this lighting. There you go. There's all these like little stars in the sky beaming down on it, this energy of like regeneration. And then you get this card of thinker. It was reversed when I pulled it out, but it's like this little fairy sitting on some boxes. She's definitely contemplating. There's stars around her. You know, I'm kind of feeling like that you have been through a lot. Or maybe even a relationship has been through a lot. You know, like maybe there's been, you know, conflict, anger, change, just things boiling to the surface. Like intensity is what I'm picking up. You know, like lava, it's not like a negative energy. You know, some people might see lava as like this destructive force. You know, I see it as like this pure, raw, intense, creative force, you know, that can be very disruptive because it is so powerful, you know. And so this is kind of like the foundation of this image. And I'm really feeling that for the partnership. Like maybe there was like an intensity going on in the partnership, but you know, and maybe there was a worry about it, that it meant that, you know, you guys weren't getting along, or that things weren't working out, or it wasn't meant to be, or you shouldn't commit to each other. But really, I see it as like a raw creative force being harnessed, like giving your relationship like a makeover, you know, it's like a regeneration energy. It was there to, you know, help you both become someone new, you know, regenerate yourself. You know, all this light is coming in this image. So all the intensity that you may have had in a partnership, or that a partnership or relationship has put you through, helped you bring in your own light, helped you turn this into a creative power, and helped you regenerate yourself, a part of yourself that kind of died through that process. And so this partnership and your ability to be in relationships is very regenerative for you. Definitely inspires you. And you know what? This card was reversed, thinker. And, you know, sometimes, you know, I'm kind of getting the opposite of thinking, you know, like time to stop thinking so much You know, there's all these boxes. When you think, it just puts you in a box, keeps you restricted. It keeps you from flying, right? So this is kind of telling me to step outside the box. Like, stop thinking so much about your partnership. Just let the transformation happen, okay? You don't need to think about all the things that have happened that maybe have been problematic or disruptive or intense in your relationship. You just need to see it for what it is. It's been regenerative. It's been a creative force moving through you and your partnerships. It's been you bringing in your light. It's been you transforming. This one flew out. It's called Nightingale Spirit. Love is all around. Oh my goodness, more love cards, guys. What? You guys are definitely like got some love going on in 2022, or partnerships or relationship stuff coming in 2022. Interesting, because the nightingale is a bird that sings at night. And so this is a great card to remind you that if you've had relationship troubles with someone, like intensity, disruption, not getting along, this is kind of a sign of, staying hopeful, continuing to validate the love between you guys, the good things that are happening between you guys, because all that darkness that maybe that relationship was going through, that partnership was going through, it was growth. It's a type of growth that you guys are moving through. It's not a sign that your relationship is permanently dysfunctional or not working out or not good for you. This kind of tells me that you've been through a lot. And again, this card was doing the same. You've kind of been through a lot. Maybe kind of like the dark night of the soul for a relationship. Like, things just weren't going well. Things weren't working out. You guys were moving through a lot of intensity. You guys were, moving through a lot of destructive things where you're destroying old energy dynamics between you two, or just in your relationship and space in general. And this is just two very hopeful messages here. Like, whatever was destroyed in your relationship can be rebirthed. It can be regenerated. There can be hope and love, even though it was dark. You're coming out of a lot of overthinking of this relationship, your relationship space, maybe with someone in particular, or just in general, how you relate to others, just really overthinking it. And just recognize that it was all growth. It was all personal growth, and it's helping you regenerate your relationship. It's helping you to bring new light into it. And it ultimately leads to a very strong creative force, where you both have a lot of potential, with a lot of creativity, a lot of ideas, a lot of passion that you can use together or individually and spread it into all kinds of things. One is the Bobcat Spirit. Life is a mystery. These came out together. And the other one is the Stag Spirit. Take the lead. Beautiful. I'm really feeling the curiosity in this Bobcat Spirit. Life is a mystery. Like, I'm just seeing like a bobcat in nature, and it's like, oh, look at that high cliff up there. I wonder how I can get up there. Let me experiment to see how I can get up there. So you might have like a dream or a passion for your relationship. You might wonder like how you might improve it, or even your creativity or your ideas. You might wonder like, how do I bring that idea into fruition? How do I take this potential and make it happen? How do I take my relationship and take it to where I want it to go? How do I want my dream relationship to happen? And instead of like, oh, that's not possible, or I won't figure it out, or I'm never gonna know, or I don't know, you're kind of embracing this Bobcat Spirit, which is like, I'm just curious. How could I get there? If I tried to get there with this person or this idea, how could I get there? It's kind of like a bobcat looking at a cliff. Like, how could I get to the top of that cliff? Could I climb up those rocks? Could I climb up that tree? Could I walk around the valley? Like, I'm curious. Let me explore that. You know, so a lot of people shy away from the mystery and the unknown, and when they see the unknown, they get scared and they run away from it and they shy away from it. Not you. In 2022, you're like that bobcat spirit. When there's an unknown kind of out in front of you that you're facing, you get curious about it. You kind of actually go into it. You embrace it. And you do that through curiosity. You know, not bravery, not going beyond all your fears, curiosity. You're following your curiosity and how to make things happen, how to make things work, how to bring harmony, how to connect and commit to things. You're doing it through curiosity. Another card coming out was that stag spirit. And I immediately see the image of a stag that is like kind of practicing his charge. You know, like when stags are about to charge and like bang their head into another stag and kind of like duel it out. I don't see that energy of fighting. Like I don't see that energy of like having to fight to take the lead in your life, but I see like this practicing, like going for it. Like I see the energy of the stag like going for it. And he's not totally going for it, but he's like practicing going for it. He's like, what would it be like in this situation if I just went for it? Because when you come to that point in your life where you actually do need to go for it, you'll be ready. You know, so here's the wisdom coming through. It's like taking the lead in your life on an everyday basis is practice for the real thing when you actually have to go for it, when you actually have to go all in and have a partnership, or go all in and take your idea and run with it. You know, like just this energy of leading yourself through your life, being the leader of your own life, is a good practice for you all year round in 2022, so that when it's time to really go for it and go all in 100%, you're ready for it. All right, I'm going to pull one more card for you guys. This one is you're not alone. Isolation, physical connection, and community. There's two people connecting kind of etherically through lightning. Kind of both floating above this like spacecraft window looking thing. These cards are so cosmic. This card deck, for those of you asking, is the Star Seed Oracle. Okay. Yeah, you know, there's a feeling I'm getting of like, maybe you have a tendency to try to figure things out all on your own. Maybe you have a tendency to try to work things out all by yourself. And this is saying, you know, you actually need to reach out to other people to unite with, to help you, to commit, to other people, to have connection with other people. Connection, like connection is important for you. It helps you in 2022. Connecting with others, connecting with someone else, connecting with a partner, with friends, with coworkers. I mean, connection helps you to build a community. There's kind of a wisdom coming through saying that, like, you need community. You need to either create your own community or connect with a community. But you're not alone. There's other people going through what you're going through. There's other people that can help you. There's other people that can inspire you. You're becoming a new person. I can see this regenerative quality happening, where, like, maybe you've been through a hard time. Maybe you've been through some intensity. Maybe you worried for a while that things weren't working out, that things were falling apart. But in 2022, you start to get that experience of seeing that, no, you were just going through some growth. You were just going through some transformation. You were letting an old part of you die away so that you could regenerate a new part of you. You were overthinking things. And really, like, it's time for you to connect with yourself, someone else, a community, other people, partnerships, and really let that inspire you. It just seems to fuel your ideas, your passions, and allows you this potential to spread it all over the place. So there are people out there to support you. There's this energy of support in other people in 2022. All right, everyone. I'm going to pick one more card. And I'm going to pick it from this Threads of Fate deck here. One more card. I know I said I was going to just pick one more card, but I was being forgetful. Had another deck that I was going to pull from. The Explorer. So last minute wisdom coming through. And this is kind of reminding me of that Bobcat spirit, life is a mystery. Like when you start to face the unknown of how you're going to bring an idea to fruition, how you're going to take a relationship from one space to another space, how you're going to connect with others in a community, things like that. You know, I see you going into curiosity versus shying away from the unknown. And this little bobcat is so willing to explore, so willing to be curious, so willing to just discover how you get there. And this is kind of coming through and saying, yeah, there's going to be some exploration in 2022. You might not have all the answers. You may still be facing the unknown on some levels. But that's not something you shy away from. That's something you get curious about and you explore so that you can discover and gain that clarity. Here's the eye of clarity here. So that you can connect with your intuition, your clarity. So you might be exploring a partnership, a relationship, a commitment, a community. You might be exploring ideas, how you implement those ideas, the potential of those ideas, what you do with those ideas and that creative energy. You might be exploring with your creativity. But either way, it's, you know, you're taking the lead so that when you do connect with that inspiration that is taking you someplace in your relationships or in your creativity, you can just go for it, you know? And just have hope. You know, all that darkness that you've been through, you know, this is kind of coming through to say that, you know, that was really just you going through a healing. That was you really just growing. You truly are surrounded by love, and there are people and community out there ready to support you so that you can kind of bring your dreams into reality. Regenerate who you are. So if there's a tendency for you to think a lot in 2022, just remember, it's not the year to overthink things. It's the year to be curious and explore. All right. If you enjoyed this video, please like it and give it a thumbs up. It really helps me out a lot. Subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Hello, pile number 3. Welcome to your reading. If you chose this lava stone with the green crystals in it, this is the reading for you. I'm gonna go ahead and pull some cards from this Light Seers Tarot deck. Yeah, this Light Seers Tarot deck. And just kind of pull some cards that represent the overall theme for you in 2022. All right, first one is Page of Pentacles. Then we have Queen of Pentacles. And then we have Ten of Swords reversed. So the Page of Pentacles can be kind of a youthful energy. You know, it's usually represented by like a child or a youthful person because it has that energy of like youth or something that hasn't quite fully matured yet. It could even represent like a new beginning. And in particular, Page of Pentacles can point towards like a new career path, a new opportunity, something that's beginning, or like skills that you're still learning to, you know, like harness and ground, you know, like you're just beginning to set some roots into some new skills or new beginnings, and, you know, in a very balanced way. You know, so when I look at this card, I actually see like clairvoyantly an image of someone who's walking on a slack line and they're learning a new skill of like slacklining, and they keep kind of falling off and getting back on again and trying again. And, you know, this is kind of the energy that I get with you in 2022. Like you might be starting a new job, a new career, a new skill. You're learning how to maintain your balance with it. You're learning how to like get grounded at it. You're learning how to mature with it. You're learning how to like get good at it. You know, you're practicing your skills over and over again until you become very balanced and proficient at it. So there's definitely like this new beginning kind of happening for you in 2022. Might be related to career, could be related to skills, could be related to a new opportunity, but it looks fresh, it looks new, and it looks like something that you are practicing and learning how to do so that you become good at it. The Queen of Wands can be a very abundant card. You can see she's relaxed, she's connected, she's abundant, you know, she's safe. You know, she's sitting under this sheltering tree. There's a glowing, warm, kind of serene background here. She's very grounded, connected, warm, you know, loving and abundant, you know, kind of energy here. So it does seem like you're coming into this energy. You know, maybe you're starting something new, you get a new career path, you're learning a new skill, and you really get it grounded. You really start connecting to new forms of like wealth or abundance, and you start to get it really grounded to the point where you feel very safe and connected with, you know, a lot of things happening in your life. When I look at this image clairvoyantly, I kind of notice a purification going on with this energy. So you might be coming up against your own like money shadow work kind of thing, like your own relationship to money kind of stuff, where you face it from, you know, a point of view that brings your wisdom into it. You know, it just seems like you're approaching your money in very grounded, wise ways, and you're willing to transmute anything, you know, that may limit you financially, like your relationship to money. You bring it into this wholeness, this connected, this safe, and this abundant space, you know, so that you can enjoy your life and all the things flowing in your life. So I really do see that whatever you start in 2022, like a new job, a new opportunity, a new skill set, a new thing that you're practicing, it looks like it does come to maturity, and you go through a lot of kind of maybe healing or transformation in this process, to the point where you become very grounded in it and kind of like a master of it. The last card that was pulled, actually it kind of came in this group of three, so I'm going to read all of these together here, but I'm going to kind of tune into this card first for you, and then I'll kind of bring the whole message together. But this is the Ten of Swords. It was reversed. You The Ten of Swords can represent like painful endings, like a completion energy, kind of turning away from something, letting something go. It was reversed. And, the clairvoyant I get for this image is kind of like where it's almost like being attached to something, like having like a canoe or a boat tied with a rope to like a pier or something. And like the current is taking you away and it's bringing tension to that rope and you're just hanging on to the pier. And like, it's that kind of that moment where you have to cut the rope and just let yourself go. And it's like, maybe you didn't want to leave the situation. Maybe you were attached to it. Maybe you were holding on. Maybe you were refusing to let go. But ultimately, there's this energy of needing to let go of something and move on so that you can heal. There's something about it that, something about you that needs healing in 2022. And letting go of a situation will bring you that healing. You can see this person is walking away from a situation, but she is walking towards the light, kind of like a new dawn or kind of a brighter horizon here. So even though something may have been bothering you, it's been really devastating, or you've been coming out of some kind of disillusionment or just walking away from a painful ending, I really get that sense that you were really just kind of holding on far too long to the situation, and that it's time to let it go and move on. And that's because, it all kind of came out in three, this whole group of cards here, reversed. But, what it's overall telling me is that in 2022, like there's something that you're attached to that has been bringing you pain that it's time to let go of and walk away from. You've been holding on to it for too long, and it's been bothering you, it's been draining you, and it's really time for you to heal. That there's something new for you to begin. There's a new opportunity, there's a new beginning, maybe a new career, maybe a new skill set that you're developing that will bring you will mature in it, you will really ground it, and you will bring in more abundance through it and feel more connected in your life through this new beginning. So it is important to recognize that this new beginning does come with letting something else go. And this is hopefully an encouraging message that when you let something go, you can expect this, energy of a new beginning and developing something, practicing something, really grounding something new. And, you come into this energy in 2022 as well, where it's just so much more mature and grounded and connected and safe, very safe. I'm going to pull some more cards. We'll continue to unfold the energy, what's happening for you in 2022. I'm going to pull from this card deck called the Wisdom of the Oracle. We get mending, yeah. And this is kind of coming out with this sort of truth. So we're talking about this ending again. Mending. When something tears or breaks or is broken, you can mend it, right? And this is kind of, I think, associated with this card of healing. Like there's something you need to heal and walk away from so that you can heal. And, this card is kind of coming out and reinforcing this healing type energy. Like no matter what gets torn up in the process of that ending, it can be healed. I can really sense like this clairvoyant image of a horse just chewing on its grains in its barn. And it's just kind of sitting there alone by itself, just kind of considering and thinking all the time. So I feel like maybe this is something that you've been chewing on for quite a bit, this ending that's coming into your life. Like you've been thinking about it, you've been thinking about it, you've been thinking about it. Maybe you've been concerned about the outcome or how it's going to work out. Maybe it's been painful for you to consider leaving a situation or a relationship or a job or a career pathway, something like that. And this card is kind of showing me that, like, yeah, whatever you've been chewing on, just know that no matter what happens, you can mend it, you can heal from it. I'm going to pull some more cards here from this deck. It's the Spirit Animal Oracle. We have Antelope Spirit, life is speeding up. We have Dolphin Spirit, this and that are true. We have Parrot Spirit, watch your words. So this Antelope card, you know, it says life is speeding up. It's kind of, it's kind of like encouraging you to move quickly through something. So if you know there's like an ending, you know, you can quickly move through that ending. You know, you don't have to drag it out for days and weeks and months, you know, and years. You can just end it. Be very quick about it. Be very swift about it. You can be very swift about finding a new beginning. You can be very swift about developing a skill set and a new career and getting it really grounded. You know, like, although these pentacle energies tend to kind of show this sense of pacing yourself and patience and things happening over time, this card is coming in and saying, you know, not really. Like, you are going to experience maybe an intensity of movement in your life where things might happen quickly. You might end something quickly. You might begin something quickly. And you might really develop something into a really grounded skill very quickly. So, you know, go with that energy of movement that comes into your life. If you feel it moving through you, like an intensity taking you in a direction or just wanting to move through you, just go with it, go with it, go with it. This Dolphin Spirit card in particular from this deck says this and that are true. You know, a lot of times when I tap into a dolphin, they're very playful and, you know, fun and, you know, healing. But in this particular card, it does speak about having two truths. You know, like a dolphin is both a mammal and it lives in the sea. You know, it's a little bit different than typical mammals. Most mammals live on the land. So this and that are true. Two things can be true at once, both positive, both negative. You know, it kind of speaks about the dualistic nature of things. And so, you know, I think this is coming up as wisdom, you know, of kind of recognizing the dualistic nature of the changes that are happening in your life. You know, where when you end something, it might be painful, it might hurt, you might walk away out of a type of disillusionment, but you are also at the same time coming into a new beginning and developing something new and maturing something and getting something grounded. So two things can be true at once. Multiple things can be true at once, actually. And this is kind of reminding you to play with that. Play with your perception. Play with what is true in your life. Sure, something may not work out. You might let it go. You might move on. But at the same time, you are coming into something that does work out, that is connected to you, that does bring you safety and warmth and abundance. So play with what the truth is. You know, there's not just one truth in every situation. You didn't just fail. You didn't just, you know, have a difficult experience. There's more to it. You know, reach for the more. What's more to this situation? And then this card, Parrot Spirit. You know, and I'm kind of seeing like a clairvoyant image of like the parrot being in the cage and it's kind of being left alone for a long amount of time. And, you know, it starts talking to itself. You know, so I get the impression that this card has a lot to do with how you speak to yourself. And, you know, are you speaking to yourself in ways that are healing and empowering and supportive? You know, from a place of true connection, or are you just recycling and repeating old beliefs, negative beliefs, things that don't make you feel good. You might be leaving something behind. There's definitely this presence of healing, like this ending that's happening in your life. Whatever you're walking away from is a healing. It's something that you're mending within yourself. You're healing within yourself. And, this is kind of a card coming out like wisdom in 2022. Like, be careful how you talk to yourself, because, you're ending things, you're starting new things, you're developing new skills, you're grounding new beginnings, you're connecting, you're bringing more abundance into your life. So it's important to speak to yourself in healthy ways and empowering ways and connected ways and positive ways. I'm going to be pulling a card from this Starseed Oracle. One is, you got the love. And it says, Hadarian energy, codependency, boundaries. Sorry if I butchered that word. Codependency, boundaries, you got the love. Okay. You also have wait. It's not time yet. Things are being woven. Interesting that it says things are being woven. And then we've got this picture of mending and like spools of energy and sewing things. The energy that I'm getting from this card reminds me of putting your foot down and kind of making a decision and not depending on anyone else to help you make that decision. It's not the type of decision that you need to make with other people and getting their input. It's something that inside of you. And it's something you kind of put your foot down, you independently make this decision. And that decision forms a boundary. It helps you end something, or it helps you begin something. It helps you move forward more quickly when you make a decision. I kind of, when I look at this weight card, I kind of associate it with this holding on. Like, this came in reversed. This may have come in reversed. I don't remember how I pulled it, but like when I'm tuning into the card, with all the other information that we've got from this reading, I really feel that like this is kind of talking about the tension you've been holding on as to holding on to a situation. And, there was something inside of you that may have thought that like, maybe I need to hold on to this situation because stuff's still changing, stuff's still happening. Things may work out, things may still be happening in the background that may, bring it to a better experience or the type of experience that I need. And really what I get is kind of this feeling of like, if you take out a bite out of an apple and then you let it just sit there and decompose for days and weeks and months, it's like you can no longer eat that apple. So there's something about waiting that isn't working for you, and then we had the stag spirit, sorry, not stag, the antelope spirit, where it's like the exact opposite of waiting. It's like movement and going fast. So I think like the waiting and the the perspective that you may have had that like you have to wait for things to come together and you have to wait for, things to happen in the background to come together, to work for you, to change, and, it'll all kind of transmute and turn into something that works for you. I think that's not working for you. I think really you have something you need to make a decision about, that you need to move with it quickly, that you've been holding on to something that you really need to let go of. You need to let go of it so that you can heal, so that you can mend, and really there's this really positive message about a new beginning coming, and like this maturity that you're coming into. And knowing that multiple things are true in this situation. It's not just this painful ending. It's also this new dawn, this new beginning, this new skill that you're developing. You need to be careful about how you talk to yourself, because it's making an impact on you. And you know, it might not be easy to leave something behind. It seems like you've been pretty attached to it. So you need to be compassionate towards yourself as you leave the situation. Recognize it hasn't been easy for you to leave. It hasn't been easy for you to, you know, move on. But, you know, this is kind of an intuitive wisdom or message coming through, kind of saying that you can trust the inner decision that you're making inside of you, and you can really go for it. Go for this new beginning that's there for you. All right. Calling one more card out for this reading. Any last minute wisdom or messages or clarity that you might need for 2022. Okay, we have surrender. Okay, yeah. So I feel like this is just kind of confirming, you know, this challenge that maybe you've been having around letting something go. Maybe as you get into the beginning of 2020, you know, you're still holding on. There's a need to let it go, to surrender. You know, let yourself feel the pain. Let yourself come out of that disillusionment. Let yourself feel sad if you need to. Let it go, because there is a new beginning waiting for you. Something that is going to bring you more abundance, something that's going to help you develop into someone more grounded, more connected, and more someone that feels more safe and warm. They get to enjoy their abundance of all the things in their life. A lot of healing that happens when you let it go. So don't be afraid to make quick decisions. Don't be afraid to move out of an ending quickly into a new beginning quickly. Don't shy away from making those firm decisions. Okay. Be kind to yourself. Be compassionate to yourself. Recognize there's more than one truth to the situation. You don't need to wait anymore and try to wait for things to work out for you. It's kind of something that you need to make a decision about and move on, so that you can start something new. All right, guys. If you enjoyed this reading, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Really helps me out a lot. See you later. Bye. Hey guys, welcome to your reading for pile number 4. If you are pile number 4 and you chose this piece of coral, this is your reading just for you. Let's go ahead and get started. I'm gonna pull some tarot cards from the Light Series deck and just pull out the major theme. Pull some cards to help tell the story of a major theme happening for you in 2022. First card that popped out was this Queen of Wands energy. This was actually in one of the other readings. So this may be kind of like a collective experience for a lot of people in 2022. But, you know, just that energy of connecting with an idea, your creative energy, your passion, and being able to spread it into multiple places in your life. You know, like this flame has lit all of these candles and brought so much joy. You know, there's definitely this potential of creative power and creative energy and ideas that can really bring a lot of movement into a lot of different areas of your life. In particular, I see this impacting your perception and your way of approaching opportunities in your life. You know, there might be a tendency for you to look at opportunities and be skeptical, or look at them in ways and how they won't work for you. You know, there might be a tendency to look at opportunities and just see what won't work. You know. And this is kind of like a yes card to me, you know, where you start looking at opportunities with kind of like that smile on your face, with like a yes, like how could this work for me, right? How could this work? Do I want to break that opportunity? Do I want to say no to it? Or do I want to say yes to it? These two cards came out together. You had the Strength card, and then you had the Temperance card reversed. So this Queen of Swords card, I really feel that like in the past you may have like encountered or had these experiences of like broken opportunities, where like something about that opportunity was tainted or it didn't work out for you. And this card is coming through kind of saying this is changing. Like you're becoming someone who creates their own reality, who takes their ideas and their passions and starts to spread it like fire into all different areas of their life and create your life from inspiration and joy. And so this experience of broken opportunities is changing. And this is kind of like an overall message for you in 2022. Because what I see here in the Strength card and in this Temperance card reversed is that something really hasn't been working for you. It's kind of like oil and water being mixed together. Like with this Temperance reverse card, it's a tendency to bring harmony to things, balance to things, patience to things, you know, transmuting things from something that wasn't working to something that was working. But I'm noticing that you keep getting into these situations where like you try to transmute it. You try to, you know, bring balance to it. You try to harmonize something in your life, and it's not working. It's really not mixing. It's not going well. You know, you've tried, and you've really, you know, had to rely on your strength and in your intuitive strength, where you're both gentle and courageous and brave, but also, you know, strong. To get through a situation. And, you know, what I notice about this is that, like, in this clairvoyant image that I see of this Strength card, I see you pulling out a bloody knife from a tree. You know, there's definitely a message of healing in this Strength card. Like, you're really strong. Nothing can break you down. Nothing can permanently wound you. Nothing can scar you to the point where you fail, you fall apart, you have to give up. Like, you're really strong. Like, anything that hurts you isn't your demise, is what I'm trying to say. Like, it will not bring you to your demise, anything that hurts you. You are so capable and such a talented healer type person. You know, you have that strong healing energy within you, that you can take any wounding and you can turn it into gold. You know, you can bring it to light. You can bring balance to it. But I've seen the struggle here. I can feel the struggle that you've been going through with, where like things just aren't working and you're unable to really heal it. And this is kind of you know, another message coming through is that, you know, all those things that haven't been working, that you haven't been able to bring balance to, they are not a reflection of who you really are and your strong ability to heal yourself and things of that nature. Like, it's not a reflection of that. You truly are like a talented, you know, healing energy that is very brave and strong and gentle. And whatever's not working out for you isn't a reflection of who you are. And then I see this, you know, Four of Cups card. So in this Four of Cups card, you can see there's all this kind of like magic and full spectrum of colors right there, right next to her in this cup. But this person is focused on all the cups that have fallen. You know, she's missing her opportunities. She's bored. She's, you know, kind of being pessimistic. And really, like, if I was to put this whole all these cards into like a story. You know, I would say that something hasn't really been coming to balance. It hasn't been really working. And that's because maybe you've been holding on to some tendencies of being pessimistic and kind of missing opportunities and overlooking opportunities. And, you know, really you have this strong ability to heal yourself and be brave and courageous, and this potential to really take your creative energy and run with it. And that starts to become very prominent in 2020, where like you're moving through these energies where you can't make things work, or, you know, your pessimism or your lack of being able to see the opportunity in your experiences. It feels like these are the limitations and the challenges that you're healing and you're breaking through. So I would say that 2022 is kind of a year where you're healing something, you know, kind of like a pain or a wound, or like a tendency that you have, like some old energy dynamics that you have around missing opportunities and being pessimistic, not being able to make things work. You know, it looks like that you're coming into a healing space in 2022 around all of that, which brings you to this experience of being able to take your passion and your ideas and your inspiration and kind of run with it and you know, extend it into all areas of your life. So definitely, I think there's like some healing coming for you in 2022, you working through like old energy dynamics. I'm going to go ahead and pull some more cards. The next card deck I'm using is the Wisdom of the Oracle. To be fair. You know, again, there's kind of an image of balancing things. And here we go again with the Temperance card reversed, balancing some things, to be fair. Yeah, and I think in 2022, you know, I'm picking up this feeling of like, there's a difference between what you want and the experience that is actually perfectly created for you so that you can go into some type of healing, you know? And, you know, your perspective here, it needs to go through a healing process, because there's a difference between what you want to experience and then the actual experience that's going to help you heal and help you expand and help you transform and help you come into this inspiring, passionate, creative person, right? There's a difference. So I can see you balancing your perspective here of like, okay, this is what I want to experience, but to be fair, this is the type of experience that is actually helping me heal. I'm trying to give you an example, but like, let's say you have a dream to have your own business, but you have never run a business before, okay? And then you end up getting a job working for someone where they just throw you into it with no training whatsoever, and you're just supposed to suddenly know how to manage your own time and bring structure to things and make it all work, okay? Maybe what you wanted in a job was something that was easy for you to just show up to and get things done and make money. But the experience of that job is actually there to help you learn how to manage your time, learn how to be a leader, learn how to bring structure to things that don't have structure. All the things that you might need to learn how to do that help you start and run a whole business, you know? So even though that might not be an experience that you want, it is the exact experience that you need to help you heal so that you can have your dream of having your own business. You know, that's kind of the wisdom or example that I could bring into this equation, or this reading, you know, is that like, there's a difference between what you want to experience and the experience that's actually there to help you heal. and become stronger. And that needs to be weighed out. You know, is what you're going through, maybe it's not something you like, but maybe it's actually helping you build a certain level of strength within you that helps you get to this, you know, passionate expression. I'm going to pull some more cards. I'm going to pull from this deck the Spirit Animal Oracle. And I'm going to call out any cards that would help you tap into some of the archetypes that might be expressed through you, some of the characteristics, some wisdom that might help you in 2022. Came out together. One is Swan Spirit, Time for a Deep Dive. Beautiful card. And then Vulture Spirit, Nothing is Wasted. Yeah, immediately what I get from the Vulture card is like this wisdom about like picking everything you possibly can get out of an experience. And again, I think this has to do with your perspective. Like, I think your perspective is the culprit for a lot of the things that aren't working out for you currently in your life. And 2022 is an opportunity to heal that perspective. And, you know, nothing is wasted. You know, maybe you've been looking at an experience or a circumstance or a situation where you feel like maybe it's wasting your time, it's holding you back, you know, blah, 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 blah. And, you know, the Vulture Spirit is kind of like, hey, nothing's wasted. There's always something you can get out of an experience. You know, so one piece of wisdom coming through for you when it comes to healing your perspective so that you can build some strength and, you know, bring things to balance, and, you know, become this passionate individual, is to ask yourself the question constantly, what can I get out of this experience? What am I getting out of this experience? Like, what is it in this experience that I'm not seeing? What can I pull from it? What can I get from it that's actually serving me, that's nourishing me? All right? Because a vulture, it comes and it looks down at skin and bones and it says, that's a tasty meal. I can get something out of that, right? You know, might not be what you want, you know, might not actually be the experience that you want, but you are getting something out of it. So that's a good question to kind of pose to yourself in 2022 is like, what am I getting out of this situation? You know, be like that vulture. Another thing that I'm seeing here is Swan Spirit, Time for a Deep Dive. And I think this has to do with your next steps, you know, how you take steps in 2022. Maybe there's a tendency to look outside of you for there to be like signs to tell you what to do, to tell you where to go, what's next for you. But really, this is coming from within. This is telling you to go within, to go deep within, to find that, to find your answer. So another way you're coming into healing this perspective that you have that tends to be pessimistic, where you miss opportunities or you're just bored with your life or nothing's happening, you know, is to go deep within yourself and connect with your heart. You know, this Strength card has this heart necklace. You know, be compassionate to yourself, be gentle with yourself, go within, go really deep, connect with your heart so that you can start to actually understand why you're in certain circumstances and how you can get out of them if you don't like them, what you can get out of them, because they do bring you to opportunity with your own creative energy. So yes, definitely healing is happening for you in 2022. You're going within more. You're changing your perspective. You're looking at what's serving you, what you're getting out of a situation, even if it's not the exact experience you wanted. You are looking at situations differently in 2022, and you're looking at, you know, the actual situation and how it's helping you heal and how it's helping you grow and how it's helping you reach opportunities. Got another card deck I'm pulling from. It's the Starseed Oracle. And we've got the Golden Children. There's like a doorway and a lot of golden beings walking towards it. Big planet behind it. It says inner child, tenderness, innocence, rare gifts. So yeah. Then we've got Earth School, which was reversed. And it says life lessons, soul growth, study, higher learning. This was reversed. Person kind of diving in. And then we also have Star Ancestors, hidden secrets, lost wisdom, look a little deeper. Ah, yeah, and this was reversed. Yeah, so I'm feeling like this issue or this wounding that you have that has impacted your perspective tends to come from your ancestors, your family maybe. Maybe you were raised in an environment where you as a child were always told no all the time. No, that's not going to work. No, we can't do that. No, 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 no. You know, or maybe you as a child were never really empowered to live a creative life or make creative decisions or use your creative energy. Maybe it was told to you that your imagination had no value, or that you can't make money off your creativity or something like that. So this is like an inner child healing, and it looks like it might be, you know, associated with your family or your ancestors, and that you've been kind of resisting your own healing. You know, like this Earth School card is talking about diving into a situation and healing and growing and changing and learning. And, you know, this was reversed. So you might have been kind of shying away from this healing, not really embodying the healing. But when you do, it looks like 2022 is an opportunity for you to do that. It's an opportunity for you to really stand in your strength, embody your healing nature, and really come into this beauty of your creativity. One last card. Oh, that just flew out. Yep. Self-love is Peacock. Be proud of yourself. Love yourself. Know your worth. Know your beauty. There's so many opportunities out there that you can create. But it does start with some love. You got to love yourself. Okay, maybe you keep looking for your opportunities outside you. And really it's something that you create inside of you. And I think this is what you're coming into in 2022. How you create your own opportunities. How you love yourself through your creative energy. All right, everyone. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. It really helps me out a lot. See you in the next one. Bye.